proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And it's good enough for a Seattle first.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Well, while we have a second, let's look at the fantasy football world. Some of those guys that were expected to be elite taken in most leagues round 1, how do you think they fared?
Well, partner, I should be asking you because I know you exist in this world in a big way, but it looks like the guys at the top of the list are doing pretty well. Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown was a monster in week 1. And Julio Jones, he's coming along really, really well. And then the guys who run the ball, David Johnson in Arizona, boy, catches it, runs it, doing a great job. And don't sleep on Ezekiel Elliott. That 83 yards and a touchdown. Don't trade him.
They're giving him the ball out, that's for sure. And then D'Angelo Williams has been excellent. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now it's Wilson, and he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And a cutback, right sideline. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it'll give the Texans a 1st down.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
Miller, the lone setback. Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to roam now. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play.
I can say this from experience, especially from a defensive back's perspective. There's not many things more terrifying than a toss sweep or a pitch play and all that beef out in front of the runner.
Yeah, I had an old coach say 3 words on those plays, toss or pitch. Set the edge. Heard him over and over.
A lot of times they roll the edge, and when they do that, that's why you can go for a long way.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
The way he roared up and made that play, that tells me that he spent a lot of time in the film room analyzing what this offense does, and he saw something that convinced him he didn't have to worry about the pass. He could just go right now and make a play. I think if you're the offensive team, you better file that away a little bit. Maybe think about some play action down the road. You might catch him deep.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down. On the carry, this is Blue. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Let's go.
They'll run. It's Miller. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
This is where you need to rely on your offensive line, and you tell the person carrying the football, no dilly-dallying around, no trying to hit the home run. Just hit the hole hard and get in there for a 1st down.
So the chains are on their sides. It's 1st and goal from the 6. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, the spin. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes for a gain of 31. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there isn't a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Again on 2nd and 10. It's Wilson backing up. He's going to fire one. This is caught inside the 15. That one goes for 36 yards.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass, because sometimes they'll just out-scrap you for the football.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jimmy Graham from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks have made this a 1-score game. Now Hausch could attack on the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. Hausch now to send this one away following the score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
So it'll be first down here after the run. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And Owen coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Rolls. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And they're going to speed things up here. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They'll come out in the pistol. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. This will be caught at about the 3. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Wilson going to throw for it. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Hauschka to send this one away following the score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
They try the corner route there, Charles, and it works to perfection.
Boy, that's hard on a defensive back, because if you get any fake or move to the inside, you have to respect it, and then the receiver breaks back to the sideline.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Houston first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go. Green, 30. Leopard.
Back to throw. He's got Fuller. And he is out of bounds just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Shift together here from the D-line. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.